I'm actually unwrapping this book for the first time, so you know I haven't read it. This one I have... Actually, you know what? I'd seen this book before in a bookstore, and I think the cover had captivated me. And actually, this edition is taped together. They straight up taped the cover back onto this one. This has been a loved copy of this book. It is called A Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole. And the Chicago Sun-Times says, "What a delight! What a roaring, rollicking, foot-stomping wonder this book is." So, anyway, I always think of that stuff as nonsense until we get to the first page and see how that holds up. We got some forward material. Chapter 1 here. And actually, we get some nice small print and a lot of text on this first page. A green hunting cap squeezed the top of the fleshy balloon of a head. The green ear flaps, full of large ears and uncut hair, and the fine bristles that grew in the ears themselves, stuck out on either side like turn signals, indicating two directions at once. Full, pursed lips protruded beneath the bushy black mustache, and at their corners sank into little folds filled with disapproval and potato chip crumbs. In the shadow under the green visor of the cap, Ignatius J. Riley's supercilious blue and yellow eyes looked down upon the other people waiting under the clock at the D.H. Holmes department store, studying the crowd of people for signs of bad taste in dress. Several of the outfits, Ignatius noticed, were new enough and expensive enough to be properly considered offenses against taste and decency. Possession of anything new or expensive only reflected a person's lack of theology and geometry. It could even cast doubts upon one's soul. Ignatius himself was dressed comfortably and sensibly. The hunting cap prevented head colds. The voluminous tweed trousers were durable and permitted unusually free locomotion. Their pleats and nooks contained pockets of warm, stale air that soothed Ignatius. The plaid flannel shirt made a jacket unnecessary, while the muffler guarded exposed Riley's skin between ear flaps and collar. The outfit was acceptable by any theological and geometrical standards, however abstruse, and suggested a rich inner life. Shifting from one hip to the other in his lumbering, elephantine fashion, Ignatius sent waves of flesh, and it trails off from there. Already, we have a sense of humor. We have a sense of style happening here. We get the sense of this guy who's he seems to be quite a character, and he seems a little bit judgmental, and he's watching out for people. He's observing them very closely. What is it all about? I guess we must turn the first page to understand. I can't rate it as being the most enthusiastic opening. I think there's been better ones. However, this is just good enough to keep me turning the page. So I think I will turn the page on this one, and I will keep reading it. I'm not in any way turned off by this first page. And, as a matter of fact, I've heard plenty of others talk about this book, and they've just mentioned it in passing, saying it was, very influential to them and very interesting. So I don't know much about it other than that, but I am interested in A Confederacy of Dunces, and perhaps you will be too. Or perhaps you've read it already. Let me know what you thought. I'm curious to hear.